And we're live. Welcome to day 2 of the Intuition Manifesto book launch. So today I just wanted to take a moment. It's the 22nd hour of the 23rd of February. And as you know, we launched yesterday at 2:22 p.m. from Cancun, which was 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am now back in Huntington Beach, and it is 10:22, which is the 22nd hour of the 23rd day of February. And so I just wanted to take a little moment here to share with you. There's been a lot of magical things that have been happening. I think I shared with you guys earlier. For those of you who tuned into my Facebook Live, you saw and heard about my friend Juan, how he was able to co-create and manifest a circumstance where one of our fellow genius mystic healers, one of our friends, Marcus, who he manifested after being at the monastery for 7 days in Cancun, he manifested a new job, and then it appeared that something was taken away, a bonus that he was told initially that he was going to get. They said, "Oh no, that was a mistake. You're not going to get that." And so then he was obviously bummed about that, mentioned it to Juan, and long story short, shortly thereafter, like today, I think when I posted the Facebook Live, not even 2 hours before, Juan had told us about everything that had happened. So it was very exciting to see that manifestation. So there's a lot of cool manifestation energy that's right now in us, through us, all around us. And so I wanted to share with you, first of all, I wanted to give you a little sneak preview of the Intuition Manifesto ebook. So I'm going to share my screen with you here. And let's see if we can get this to work properly. I set this up before, but now I don't see it when I look at my desktop. Let me see if I share my desktop. Open. Let's see. Oh, now it's saying that now apparently I changed location, so I had a little delay on getting on here because of course the last time I broadcasted with Zoom, I was of course in Cancun. So now I'm of course in Huntington Beach, and now YouTube/Google is saying we suspect unusual activity. So I had a little snag there, but it's not a big deal. Let's see, allow the apps below to record the contents of your screen. This should be good. We should be fine with this, and hopefully this will work. If not, we'll have to figure something out. So anyhow, I'm not supposed to cancel here. Let's see. I'm trying to share my desktop with you guys, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see. Oh, it's not wanting to let me do it. I've got to open my system preferences. Ugh, technology. It can sometimes be your friend, sometimes it can be your foe. Let's see, portion of my screen. I want the whole screen to be shown, so I apologize, you guys. Like I said before, perfection is not required. Let me do my system preferences again. Let's see if it'll let me do this now. Allow the following apps. I just want Zoom to be able to access this. Yeah, it's kind of not wanting to let me do this. Gosh, I'm kind of a little sad here. It should let me do this. So that's what I had planned on doing. So I might have to just do this another time. But let me see. In lieu of that, what I'm going to do then is I am going to, let me see if it'll let me. I will share a little something about the book because that was my intention. So I am going to read you one of the affirmations on the inside cover of the book. When you first open the book, in the first page, the first thing that you will see is an affirmation. And so I'm going to share that little affirmation with you, which kind of gives you a gold nugget and kind of a sneak preview as to what you can expect when you read the Intuition Manifesto. So it says, "I am love. I bless you with love, laughter, health, and wealth, all of which is contagious. I am more intuitive by holding this book. By reading this book, and as I share it with others, my intuition and good fortune multiplies exponentially in perpetuity across all time, dimension, space, and reality. I accept, receive, and embrace all of this. I am love." So that is part of the contents of the Intuition Manifesto. I wish I'm going to get this technology aspect here figured out so that the next time we go live, I'll be able to actually show you, kind of give you a sneak preview of the ebook, and you can kind of get a feel and taste and touch for what it is like. I'm going to read to you a praise that Don Miguel Ruiz, who is a fellow knighted Sir in the Order of St. John, who, as you know, is the author of the Four Agreements, the Toltec Art of Wisdom, the Artist, the Actor, the Three Questions, so many books. He's written so many wonderful New York Times bestselling books. He wrote a praise for the Intuition Manifesto, and it says, in Intuition Manifesto, Dame Lillian Walker guides you through the mystical gateway to unlock your increased intuition. She is truly a divine gifted healer, guide, and passionate teacher. This unique and practical inspired work reveals a user-friendly approach to instantly realize the limitless beings that we are to achieve the infinite possibilities. It's always you. Everything you have are stories. Knowledge should be at your service. What you need comes to you easily because Spirit moves freely through you. This is the master of intent, and so it is here. So I want to thank Don Miguel Ruiz for providing that praise for the Intuition Manifesto. So I just want to encourage you, my friends and gems, that if you're looking for certainty, if you're looking for clarity in your life, if you're looking for a way to increase your decision-making ability so that you're not stuck. So many people find themselves stuck at a time like this right now, where they can't seem to move forward. They have something that's holding them back. I want to encourage you to get the Intuition Manifesto, because the Intuition Manifesto, that's exactly what it will help you with. It'll help you get unstuck. It will help you get tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to your intuition, to that inner guidance, your true north, your GPS, your connection with the divine, so that you can have clarity and certainty and know the direction in which you need to go. You may not have every single step that you need to accomplish in order to meet your final destination and your ultimate target, but you will at least have the next step, or maybe the next 2 or 3 steps that you need to take. Maybe more importantly, you'll know what step to take for what thing. Maybe you have not known what your purpose is, what you're supposed to be doing with your life, but you will start to tune into that energy, and you will start to have certainty and clarity. And you will have also a great deal of excitement, because this feeling will come over you where you're going to go, oh my gosh, maybe this doesn't make sense, but now I kind of have a framework, and I have a grid, and I have a guide. I have something that I can hold in my hand, whether I am reading it or whether I'm just holding it. I can now know and trust that that small voice, that prompting, that whatever the way your intuition manifests for you. And trust me, once you hold that book in your hand, the Intuition Manifesto, once you hold the book in your hand, there's going to be an energy infusion that you're going to receive. Not to mention, once you start to read the book and assign a meaning to what it is that you're reading, you're realizing, recognizing, and understanding at a deep level that resonates deep inside you, where you comprehend, knowing that because you've decided, you know what, something has to change, and maybe you didn't know what it was that needed to change. However, you're realizing now that the change is you need to be true to you and listen to your intuition. And this is the first step for the rest of your life. And today, I keep on saying, today is the youngest you'll ever be. So you want to celebrate, because you're taking action now to move forward. Perhaps you want to buy 2 extra copies, one for you and maybe 2 of your best friends. Maybe you don't have 2 best friends. Maybe the 2 people that you gift this book will become your new best friends, and you can start a little threesome, book reading buddy club, where you start to read the Intuition Manifesto and you begin to apply the concepts and precepts and the knowings, as well as the affirmations that are in there. There's a great little affirmation mantra, if you will, at the end of the book too, which I encourage you guys to take the challenge at the end of the book. So, and it's very possible and probable that the two other people that you gift this book to, one of the things that one of my mentors, Brian Buffini, used to always say is that you give it out in slices and it comes back to you in loaves. And maybe you think that you can't afford to buy 3 of these books. Perhaps. And bear in mind, when you buy 3 paperbacks, you also will get 3 ebooks, because with every purchase of the paperback, you will get the ebook version too. So you can take the 3 paperbacks, 1 for you, 2 for 2 friends. You'll start your book study, and maybe you'll give the ebooks to a friend, to 3 other friends. That's 6 of you that will benefit from the Intuition Manifesto. Just by your giving that gift to them, the universe takes note of that, and you will get back so much more, 10 times your investment in yourself. So the reports, I'm in the process of accumulating the different reports and the different manifestations that people have been getting from the beta group and the pre-launch group. So I just want to share that with you. I have so much love, so much gratitude and appreciation for you guys. Thank you for your time and attention tonight. This is not meant to be a long dissertation or a long teaching lesson or training. I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to share a little nugget about the Intuition Manifesto. The other thing, the Intuition Manifesto is not a literary work of art that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 pages long. No. This book is a bite-sized morsel that anyone, even people who aren't normal book readers, can get through. The book is only 100, if you look in there, it's 101 pages long. The actual ebook and PDF show 123 pages, but it's actually 101 pages long. The book is 5.5 by 8.5. It's not a huge book. It's a standard sized book. So it is a book that at worst, you can get through the entire book, even if you're reading at a snail's pace, which is a perfectly fine, good and dandy pace. If you read a page a day, you would take 101 days to read this book. So I want to encourage you, and I know it's not going to take you 101 days to read the book. I know that you're going to pick up the book and you're not going to want to put it down. The energy in the book is amazing, and not because I wrote it. Again, this was a divine download, and it was, again, unexpected. The whole story is in the book. And I know that's something magical and miraculous that may seem impossible right now, but is obviously possible, because I know I'm going to hear back from you and you're going to tell me. I'm going to get videos from you, both on YouTube as well as on Facebook Live and on Instagram. And you'll post it to my wall on my Facebook page. And I'm looking forward to that. Some of you have already done that. For those of you who have done that already, thank you very much. Also, if you receive a book that has in the inside cover a key or a token, please video yourself showing that key or the token. If it's the token, read whatever inscription. There's something inscribed in that token. Please share that with us. Those of you who will do that, who are receivers, once you send me the video, I have confirmation that you in fact did receive the token. You are part of an extra, you're getting an additional gifted bonus. It's a special gift that only goes to the people who receive that token. There are only 33 keys that were inserted in the Creating Customers for Life paperback book, and it was done at random. So only 33 people will be gifted a special bonus for the Creating Customers for Life book. For the Intuition Manifesto, they're tokens and they're round. On my broadcast tomorrow, I will share with you what one of the tokens look like. All of the tokens are different. They don't all have the same message. So the divine knows exactly the message that you need to receive. So if you are one of the lucky people that receives that token, God bless you. That the divine, the great I am, is obviously blessing you. I can't wait to see your beautiful, glorious, shiny face and your big, pearly white smiling, sharing the Intuition Manifesto paperback, as well as your token inside there. So I want to thank you, my friends and gems. That's all I have for you tonight. And as you can see, I'm wearing I don't normally wear hats on the broadcast, but I wore my beanie all day, which had my little pom-pom that you saw on my Facebook Live. And I had hat hair after that from because it was 52 degrees during the day. It's dropping down to 39 degrees tonight, which is freezing for California, but it's all good. It's a wonderful contrast from the warm, balmy Cancun. I was at the Riviera Maya, so I put on my Riviera Maya hat, which I wore during the walking meditations at the monastery, which were amazing. Okay, you know what? I'm going to share with you something personal that happened to me when I was at the monastery. So this is going to be a little bit longer than I wasn't going to originally share that with you guys, but I'm feeling right now I'm getting that intuitive hit that I need to share that with you. So when we were in the monastery, of course we do walking meditations, sitting meditations, standing meditations, laying down meditations. We do them in all forms, including walking meditations with our eyes open. And so I remember talking to one of my mystics, and we were talking about how when you go outside at the beach and you're doing a walking meditation, sometimes you feel this surge of energy, and some people fall down. Some people actually fall backwards or fall sideways, and they're really good at the monastery. They have a lot of trainers that are there. They are specifically trained to catch you so that you don't fall and hurt yourself and things like that. And so during the walking meditation that was actually inside the monastery, I actually had told one of my fellow mystics, I had told him, I'm like, well, yeah, I don't like that falling down sensation, and I don't want to worry about, falling down and hitting my head on a chair or anything like that. So as soon as I feel like the energy surge is like coming on, I catch myself because I don't want to fully fall out. And when I'm outside doing the walking meditations, I know a lot of other people fall and it's kind of sometimes hard, but I really I catch myself before I get to that point. Now, I wasn't saying that from a place of arrogance. I recognize that part of me was doing that from from my ego's desire to want to control my environment and control how I react to a circumstance. But the divine I've always said, the divine, God Almighty, has a very funny sense of humor. So I think he must have been chuckling when I was saying this to Arturo, because next thing you know, we go out to the walking meditation. And this particular meditation is called the Noble Meditation, which is a very powerful meditation. So when we were doing it inside of the monastery, we're literally using our hands. We have a chi ball of energy, and we're taking the energy and we're moving it all the way up from our first energy center. We're pushing it past our heart center. And then when it gets up to your head, you go, whoa, it's a huge surge of energy. And so it really, literally, no pun intended, it really takes you aback. And so when it happened inside the monastery, I was like, whoa. And then I immediately did my best to get my balance back. And I immediately spread my legs far and wide so that my center of balance was maintained and I would not lose my balance. So I thought, okay, I caught it here. I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to lose it when I'm outside at the beach. So I don't remember how long that noble meditation is, but it's a long meditation. It's over an hour long. So I'm out by the beach, and it's towards the end of the day because it was done at sunset. And there's parts of the meditation that you do with your eyes open, that you're standing still, facing the water, facing the sun. And then there's parts of the meditation where you're then instructed, because it's a guided meditation and you have your earbuds on and you're listening to the instruction. It's telling you, okay, now open your eyes and begin to walk and maintain your state of theta, that trans state, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just walking and so forth, and I noticed that there's a significant number at this portion of the meditation. There were a lot less people around, so a lot of people had already finished and had already left. And so I really didn't, you're in kind of a trance state when you're doing this. So I really didn't see any of the green hats. I just noticed that we went from 1,700 people to, we got a sprinkle of people that were still left on the beach. So my left brain basically calculated that either A, there are no trainers left, or there are very few, if any, that are left. And so it didn't really matter because I knew that I could catch myself and keep myself from falling. So as I'm continuing on meditation, my heart is completely in. I'm feeling like, wow, just like the surge of love, appreciation, and gratitude, because we're told to set a clear intention and to add the elevated emotion. And so I was like all in, as I always am whenever I do these meditations. And so as I came to the point where I was pushing up that energy, the next thing I know, I hear this lady have like this, it was a really high-pitched, shrill, kind of a primordial yell. It was like, oh, like a falsetto, like I never had heard before. And then I noticed myself going back, and as I tried to catch myself, I could not catch myself. The energy was so powerful that it lunged me back. And as I was lunging back, I realized that's me. That high-pitched primordial sound, that's me. It happened in just seconds. And the next thing I knew, there were hands on my shoulder blades that gently placed me down on the sand. And I remember thinking, it's like, oh, there was somebody there to catch me. And then in that instant, I realized I wasn't able. The energy was so powerful that it threw me back. And I think, in fact, I instantly knew that the reason why that happened was the divine, the universe was trying to show me that even in light of evidence that it didn't appear that anybody would be there to catch me, to save me, to support me, to help me, that the universe always has my back, even when I don't see the physical evidence around me. And as I laid there, it was like an instantaneous knowing. It's unfreaking describable. And I was just like, I was already radiating so much love and so much gratitude and so much appreciation. And that just seemed to even expand even more. And I'm like, and then of course I was weeping. I was weeping and I was crying. I was kind of reveling in that. How is it possible my voice could even shrill that high? That was me that was making that high-pitched sound. And it wasn't for very long, obviously. But in the feeling of those gentle hands that just caught, I don't know how anybody saw me. It was already kind of getting dark. I have no idea, male or female. I have no idea, all those particulars. And it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of this message. I want to let you know that it doesn't matter. None of it matters. The truth of the matter is that everything is happening for you at the right time, at the right place, with the right people. You are having the right resources placed in your hand. You're coming across exactly what it is you need to know. And it doesn't need to make any sense to you. It doesn't need to make any sense to you. So that is my message for you now. I want to let you go. I have a very exciting thing to share with you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I will continue on my message with you, and we're going to talk about infinity and how this manifesto, which is your manifestation of being able to really quantum leap your intuition, so you have clarity, you have certainty in your life now, and you're going to understand how you can use infinity for yourself and how to use your logical, intellectual IQ, left brain thinking, when and how, as opposed to your right brain, the right way to think and to be and to feel and to sense. And I talk about this in the Intuition Manifesto. In the Intuition Manifesto, I don't reveal the secret of infinity. That was something that was just given to me while I was doing my book launch, and I shared it with my fellow mystics. And the light bulbs that had been going on, that just as it went on for me, it went on for them. And it was through the revelation of the infinity signal. In fact, it's very interesting how in the first week of December, seems like I always have interesting things that happen the first week of December, but you'll notice that I'm wearing this infinity symbol, this pretty little diamond bracelet. And I got that when I was in Vegas. And so while I was in the monastery, I was able to share some of the things about the Intuition Manifesto, about our left brain and our right brain, and about our IQ, and how and when we're supposed to use our IQ as opposed to when you're supposed to use your right brain, your correct brain. That's the limitless you, where you are one with everyone, everything, everywhere, at every time. Okay? So that's it. I love you guys so very much. You have no idea. And just thank you for your time, your attention. And as always, ciao for now, my friends and gems. Have a beautiful rest of your evening.